Well, I'm back. I'm here to try to conclude this upgrade. It is now, let's see, what time is it? It's 3:55, 3 days later. And I'm still having to finish with the details of the upgrade. The current problem right now is my hardware monitoring is busted. There's a little chip. It's a westbound chip or something like that, which probes the various voltage levels, the fan speeds, and the temperatures of the CPU and so on. And when I first got the motherboard up and running, it was working fine. I could see the temperatures that were at the right levels and so on. And after about, I think the next day when I was playing around with the sound cards, all of a sudden it started reporting really screwy values. Like I think the CPU temperature was minus 64 degrees Celsius. And so on. And I went into the BIOS and I looked at the hardware monitoring in the BIOS, and the values were just as screwed up there. So it wasn't a software issue, it was clearly a hardware problem. So I'm going to go in there and see if there's some kind of a short being made, or maybe there's some cable dangling someplace or something like that. And in the meantime, I've got another damn motherboard on order to replace this one. And then I'm going to RMA this one back, hopefully get a refund. So yeah, and we're now 3 days into this. It's exactly what I expected. To have it done in 2 hours was a little optimistic. Yeah, it's so after, just to give you a sequence of events, the last time I left you, I think I had everything pretty much, it wouldn't boot, right, because of the hardware intrusion error, and that turned out to be just a loose, the jumper pin was not properly placed. I just wiggled it and that fixed it. And then, as a fool, I went in trying to optimize settings in the BIOS, and that messed up my video card. So my video card wouldn't work. So when the system would boot, and then the NVIDIA card was then turned on by the NVIDIA driver, the system would just go blank, and I'd have to reboot it. And I played around with that for about, I would say, 2 or 3 hours that night. And before you know it, it was about 11 o'clock at night when I finally got the system such that it was up and running and operating and so on. Then I realized that I forgot the audio card. So I went off and bought an audio card, and I decided to get 2 different audio cards. One was a PCI based one, the other was a PCI Express based, because I need an audio card for my workstation at work. So I thought, well, let's try the PCI Express audio card, and it was a Sound Blaster. It was this they have this FXI sound cards that are coming out. And it didn't work, and after a little bit of research, which I should have done first before buying the damn audio card, I found out that it's unsupported. So you go to the ALSA, there's a wiki site, and they have a matrix of all the audio cards and the various chipsets that are supported, and it clearly says that my audio card is not supported. So there goes 60 bucks, because it was a fairly expensive one. The cheap-ass $16 PCI based audio card works fine. So I've got that installed right now. But anyway, so messing around with the audio card was another afternoon. That was basically Thursday afternoon. I spent screwing around with the audio card, and then Friday I put in the last bit of memory. So then I got another 8 gigabytes of memory. So now we're up to 16 gigabytes. And I was actually able to play with the machine for a while, and it was really working well. It's, as far as a virtualization machine, it's a virtualization machine. It's fantastic. I had 3 virtual environments running at the same time, and I was switching back and forth between them, and no lag, no page faulting, no nothing. They all ran independently as if nothing else was around to affect them. So it's a definite workhorse. I'm happy with it, but it's just these stupid details that drive you crazy. Okay, so enough for now. Here's a shot of the damn machine. Yes, it's just a box. It's not quite working. There it is, right? So I'm gonna dig into that thing, see if I find any loose pieces, and if I do, I'm good. I can then maybe put this to rest. If not, I'm gonna have to swap out the motherboard. Okay. Well, here we go. Well, quick update. I opened up the box, as you can see here. And basically, took my air blower and I blew air, throughout the motherboard and so on. There was one big nasty fur ball that sort of popped out when I did that. Now I don't know if it was a fur ball or that dust ball or dust bunny or whatever you call it. But now I turned it on, I went to the hardware monitoring, and it's fine. Take a look. There are all the hardware monitoring settings. The CPUs are fine. Before they were reading minus 15 degrees and 15 degrees Celsius. All the fans were running at 700 RPM or less than 300 RPM. And the voltages were all over the place. And now they're fine. So this is driving me nuts. I'm going to have to cancel that order. Well, that's fine. It's okay. I prefer to cancel that motherboard order. Well, what can I say? I'm going to dig around a little bit more in the motherboard and see if there's anything else that might be loose or shorting, or maybe there was a cable that was laying across the motherboard. But it's running fine. And yesterday, just about 5 minutes ago when I was upstairs, I double-checked in the BIOS and it was all screwed up. Now it's running great. Anyway, well, this is good. At least it seems to be running better. And all right, that's it for now. Well, under further investigation, I found a loose screw. This guy. So it's a screw of some sort, and it was on the bottom of the case. Now maybe it was shorting something out. All right, let's see what else I find in there. Well, I'm back again. I took my machine upstairs to my office, and the whole crazy hardware monitoring thing came back. All my voltages were whacked out. My temperature on my CPUs dropped back down to minus 15 degrees centigrade. Then I bring it back down here, and it works fine. So I guess I should just move down here. I have no idea what's going on. The only thing I can imagine is I have a USB. I use a USB keyboard. And maybe that's what's throwing it. Somehow maybe the USB connection. Because that's the only thing that's different. Is here I just use the PS2 mouse and keyboard connectors. Damn, this is a tough one. Well, I'm now here in my office, and worked fine again downstairs. Take a look. So that's the crazy values I get. In my hardware monitoring. And anyway, so there's something up here that's different from in my basement. Some grounding, I have no idea. So I'm gonna continue probing.